10 years ago, he was running for Coastal Carolina University. Now he's run back to help. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the South Carolina Civil War Museum, housed here in the Myrtle Beach Indoor Shooting Range. We're focused on a charity golf tournament to be held this Saturday. And we're visiting with the founder and president of the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association, Rob Warren. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Greg.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Appreciate you having me on.
We're getting close this Saturday. You got 5-6 days left.
Yeah, we've got some spots still available. So
do you really? Great.
We do. So hopefully some of your viewers out there will be interested in coming out this Saturday for the Hooters Father's Day Golf Tournament.
Okay.
Presented by the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association, and it's at Man o' War Golf Course.
It's at Man o' War. Where is that
Man o' War is on 501, just inside Carolina Forest.
Okay.
And it's a fantastic course. There's they got some island greens there.
Right.
I believe they also have like an island fairway that you shoot onto.
Wow.
Lots of water, so it's exciting. They say bring a lot of balls when you play there because there's a lot of water.
So you haven't played it yet?
I have not played it yet. I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. Yeah. As since you're organizing the event, are you actually going to be able to play?
Well, I'm hoping to maybe squeeze in a couple of holes. I don't think I'll be able to play the entire 18 because we do have a lot of responsibilities that day. You know.
Absolutely.
But they say, you know what, the day of the event is always the easiest day. It's always leading up to it and all the work you need to put in, and everything will be resolved that day, and that's kind of the day where you can have some fun.
That's right. If it's not a fun day, then you obviously did something wrong ahead of time.
That's right.
You're exactly right.
Absolutely.
How exciting. And of course, the first big event for the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association.
It is. This is our inaugural event. I founded this organization late last year. It's taken us, a few months to kind of get things organized and get this off the ground. But we're excited. We are raising money for Coastal Carolina University Athletics and also for the V Foundation for Cancer Research.
Okay.
Both of these two things are very close to my heart. They mean a lot to me. I'm a 1996 graduate of Coastal.
Oh, good. A little more than a decade ago.
Yeah. Right. So I moved away from the Myrtle Beach area after graduation, but have been back here almost a year now.
Okay.
And I've been coaching I used to coach at Coastal while I was here.
Oh, good.
And I have been coaching for the last 8 years at the University of Toledo. And at the University of Toledo, they have an organization that's an off-campus booster club for their athletic department that I kind of got this idea from. They're not an official part of the university, but it's accepted as kind of a partner of the athletic department.
Sure.
And they plan special events, and they do a tremendous job of fundraising for the University of Toledo athletic department. So I've been looking to move back to Myrtle Beach because I just absolutely love this area so much. And so I thought, you know what, I could kind of do this same idea in Myrtle Beach for Coastal.
Sure.
And so I presented the idea to Warren Kogel, the athletic director out of Coastal.
Yeah.
He thought it was a great idea, and so we're kind of working out the final details of kind of becoming an unofficial partner of the athletic department there and see what we can do and raise funds for them. So,
absolutely. Well, I'm sure, it's fascinating when you think about all the needs to raise funds. And folks wonder why would a university need extra funds, but when we think about academics and responsibility and the real desire to boost, you've got an inside track there.
Yeah, and there's so many other things involved that people don't see that on the inside that cost so much money for these athletic teams. For a football team to travel to an away game that's far away, they've got 90 or so people on their team, include the trainers, all the coaches. You're looking at about 125 people that need to travel to a game. And if it's far enough away, they need to charter a jet. You're looking at 3 or 4 days of 80 hotel rooms or so that they need to get, food for 125. I mean, it all adds up, You're looking at a lot of expenses just to go to one football game, So, and these universities, being a state institution, they're only allotted a certain amount of money for their athletic, and there's all sorts of other expenses that these allotted funds from the state don't cover. So that's where people from the community, we really need to get involved and give these student athletes the most opportunities they can get.
That's tremendous, Rob.
Because I feel that being a former athlete myself and a coach, I know that these athletes are getting much more out of being a student athlete on the collegiate level than just being able to play a game. You know? Sports teaches such great skills for later on in life, like, you know, teamwork, coping with adversity, you know, time management. These are all great things that these student athletes learn from being involved in sports that they'll use later in life.
When you say coping with adversity, what's an example of that? How do the student athletes, I mean, what are some examples?
Well, you know, for myself personally, in my first year competing in collegiate athletics, you know, I was injured, and I had never been injured before, and I had been competing, you know, since I was about 8 years old competitively in track and field. And I came across my first injury that sidelined me for about 2 months. And that was really difficult for me to deal with, as well as just being a freshman in college and being away from home and being, you know, exposed to all these new things.
Your first injury.
And here I got my first injury, taking me away from the one thing that meant the most to me. You know, so that was really, it was hard to deal with it, you know, on top of, you know, studying and just all the new things that come with being a college freshman. Here I had to deal with this other thing that just really affected me.
I was reading about Michelle Wee last week, who had talked about, and of course, a 17-year-old, and obviously the difficulties for her with her wrist being her first injury, and how you cope with that as a 17-year-old, let alone being a professional golfer, how you cope with it, and of course all the media scrutiny that's on top of you, having your first injury, and of course, no one can understand what's going on in your head.
Yeah, I can't imagine the struggles that she must be going through, and other people that are put in such a spotlight at such a young age. You know, hopefully she's got the right people around her. You know, and I did at that time. I had great coaches, and we had a great athletic training staff that helped me through it.
Was that here, or that was another school?
No, actually, my freshman year of college, I went to the University of South Dakota.
Good.
I grew up mostly around the upper Midwest. So I actually came to Coastal to do a second degree. I completed my first degree in journalism, and I came here to do a second degree when I was 24. I got a degree in English from Coastal, and it was such a great experience for me to do that again, because sometimes when you're 18, 19, you know, you got more important things to think about, really, than, you know, well, what you think are more important, than going to class. You know? But when I was 24, 25, doing a second degree, it was completely different. I was so much more focused on on wanting to learn more.
Absolutely.
And you know, my grades were way better. I enjoyed school much more. I got to know the professors on a personal level, which helped me really kind of focus on my studies as well.
Speaking of focus, I better focus here, Rob. If a viewer needs to get off to work or get family out of the house, is there a good number to call to learn more, to sign up to play this Saturday, or to learn more about the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association?
Just give the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association a call at 443-6222.
Okay.
And we'll get you signed up for this golf tournament on Saturday. We've got plenty of open spots still, and we'd love to have you out there.
That's great. I'd written down 443-MBCA as well, and that's the 6222.
Sure, it comes out to MBCA, 6222 on the phone.
That's brilliant. How did you pick up that 443-6222 number?
We lucked out. I really wanted to get that MBCA involved in the phone number, so it would be easier for people to remember. And I went to the phone company, and it only took them about 5 minutes to search through their data, and they found a prefix with that open. So I was able to get it.
Well, we can't forget that number, 843-443-6222. That's a tremendous number. 243s in there, and 222.
It worked out great.
That is fantastic. So let's hope folks will pick up the phone and call. And if someone's not around right now, could they leave a message?
They sure can. Yeah, I'll get back to them hopefully within just a half a day or so. And they can also log on to our website, which is mbcoaches.com.
Okay, mbcoaches.com.
And there's some information on the golf tournament on that front page as well. You'll see it right away. Our golf tournament is sponsored by Hooters.
Good.
And we're also getting some good sponsorship help from Martin's PGA Tour Superstore.
Yes, absolutely.
So you'll see that Hooters logo right on the front page of the website there. Just click on that, and all the information you need on the golfs.
That's great. We've got a little, one of our guests later this week, Chris Huff, who does our Places to Be, Movies to See columns in the Herald, did actually a profile this week on the Places to Be on Hooters. It's one of his favorite places when he moved here from Weirton, West Virginia. Traveled 700 miles and ended up at a Hooters, literally, as his odometer clicked over to 700 miles.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
So,
great.
of course, we're excited to see, and obviously the excitement there as you ramp up a big tournament like this. Let's talk about the cost real quick, but of course we really want to talk about the V Foundation and why, how cancer has impacted you and your family, what spurred that. But for viewers who would like to be out there this Saturday, what are some of the costs and what are some of the benefits that they may get from signing up, aside from obviously supporting the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association?
Sure, it's you're going to definitely get your money's worth this weekend out there. It costs $100 for individual to play, or we'll give you a discount if you sign up for a foursome. We can do a foursome for $350.
Good. Okay.
And every golfer is going to get a gift bag, which will include balls and tees and maybe a few other goodies. And everybody will get a $20 gift card to Martin's.
Good. Great.
So there's a nice little plug from them there. That really helped us out. They were just wonderful in donating those to us.
That's tremendous.
Everybody will get free snacks throughout the day. We'll have dinner catered by Hooters after the event. Everybody will receive free drinks all day, and that includes beer and spirits as well.
Man.
So you're going to really get your money's worth this weekend. It should be a great day.
That is tremendous. Let's talk, and it kicks off at what time?
We're going to have check-in at 2 o'clock.
Check-in
or
at
excuse
2.
me. Check-in is at noon. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Check-in at noon.
And shotgun start is at 2.
Shotgun start at 2. And for golfers who play a lot, is there a captain's choice, or are there certain phrases
well,
there?
a lot of golf tournaments will do the captain's choice, best ball kind of thing. We've kind of switched it up a little bit.
Good.
We're going to have teams of 2. You get to, if you sign up for a foursome, you get to pick which 2 get to play together, and we'll just do the final combined scores of those 2 players for the prizes. And we have prizes for first, second, and third place as well. And we also will sell 2 mulligans that you can use and 20 feet of putting string that you can use as well in your legal final score.
Golly, look at that. Some fancy terminology there. Yeah, but of course for first-time golfers, they may not be out there, but it's a good opportunity to get out with all the benefits you're talking about and to support the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association.
Yeah, you're certainly going to get your money's worth. It's going to be a fun day. Hopefully some people from the Coastal Athletic Department will be out there as well. We're going to have some coaches out there, hopefully. So a great chance to get out and meet some of them. And I think there's going to be a few local media celebrities out there as well.
Great, good. So, local media celebrities. Yeah. I would come out and meet them. Yeah, that's exciting. Of course, when we think about, you said Man of War is located on 501. And for viewers who may be coming in from the PD or anywhere else, or just traveling down 501.
Sure, you just, if you're coming in towards the beach on 501, just look to your left for the big green Carolina Forest sign.
Good.
And there's the McDonald's right there.
Right.
And you just turn into Carolina Forest and go past the Kroger Shopping Center there, which will be on your left. And there'll be a sign you'll see right when you get past the shopping center there for Man of War. You take a left and it takes you right into the golf course.
That is tremendous.
Real easy to find.
Real easy to find. And again, check-ins at noon. The shotgun start at 2. What about the V Foundation? What is that, and what prompted its founding, and what does it support?
Yeah, this is one of our benefactors as well, the V Foundation.
Right.
And the V Foundation is a cancer research outfit, and it's headquartered in Cary, North Carolina. And it was founded in 1993. By former North Carolina State basketball coach Jim Valvano. They won the national championship in 1983. Some people might remember him from that. In 1993, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and right before his death, him and his family, along with ESPN, founded the V Foundation. And it has quickly grown into one of the leading cancer research foundations in the country.
Is that right?
In just 14 years now that they've been in existence, they've raised close to $75 million.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, they have tremendous support from ESPN and a lot of big name sports celebrities. Dick Vitale is on their board. Mike Krzyzewski is on their board. John Saunders from ESPN. So they get a lot of help with that. I know recently Dick Vitale just did a benefit gala within the last month or so that raised over $1 million in one night.
Is that right? Tremendous.
Yeah. So
yes.
the V Foundation is just a great outfit. They're continually rated in the 4-star rating by charity rating systems.
Right, sure.
And only 12%, I believe, of all charities in the country get that 4-star rating.
Good. So they obviously are taking advantage of the funds in a proper way.
Yeah, I believe up until last year, it was 83 cents of every dollar donated was going directly to cancer research, and now they've grown their their foundation and their establishment to run the administrative fees and all that. They've grown that to a point where it's basically taken care of now forever. And so now, from now on, every dollar donated to the V Foundation, 100% of it goes directly to cancer research.
That is tremendous. A real need there, and clearly one to know those dollars being well appropriated.
You know it's going to the right place.
How has cancer impacted your family, Rob, or you directly?
Yeah, it has, and that's one of the reasons why this is so meaningful to me to get involved in this. My namesake, my Uncle Bob, died of cancer before I was born. His sister, my Aunt Maureen, also died of cancer before I was born. And my Uncle Bob's daughter, Deb, my cousin, just recently passed away a few years ago of cancer. No. And then also a very close friend of mine, her name was Christy, and she passed about 3 or 4 years ago of cancer. And I hadn't kept in touch with her for the last 5 or 6 years of her life or so.
Right.
And I had a dream about her like 2 years ago or so. And just kind of randomly the next day, just to see if I could find any information or what was going on in her life, I Googled her. And the first thing that came up was her obituary. Imagine my shock, to see that. She was only 30. And so I did a little research on what happened to her, and I found some information that showed me that, the last year of her life was just... It really wasn't good, She had to go to, she was so sick she couldn't work, so she had to go to this oncology outfit in Minneapolis where she lived to ask them to help pay for her rent and her food and everything, And not only was her physical being taken away from her, but her dignity was too at the end, And I just felt so bad about that. And ever since that year, on my birthday that year, I made a donation to the V Foundation, and now I'm so happy that I can get involved in a larger scale level for that.
With the Myrtle Beach Coaches Association, so you all are going to try to plow the funds.
Yeah, what we're going to do is after each event that we do, 75% of the profits will go to Coastal Carolina Athletics, and the remaining 25% will go to the V Foundation.
Okay, great.
As a society, we've kind of backburnered cancer. It's just so prevalent now that we almost don't even think about it, But there's just some amazing statistics that, and I wrote down a few just so I wouldn't forget.
Please, pull those out. Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes, Rob.
Just so I'd make sure I got them right. Cancer kills an American every minute of every day in this country. More than 1.4 new cancer cases will be diagnosed this year. 3 of 4 American families will have a member diagnosed with cancer. So almost 600,000 Americans will die this year of cancer. And 1 out of every 2 men and 1 out of every 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime.
Say that again. 1 out of every 2 men.
1 out of every 2 men. 1 out of every 3 women. So think about
lots of types of cancer, not necessarily terminal cancer.
No,
Sure.
Yeah, many. There's great news as far as cancer research goes too. That many people are surviving this. But think about those statistics. 1 out of every 2 men. That's me and you, Greg.
Yeah.
Let's
hope it's
statistically. Let's hope it's neither of us.
That's right.
Let's hope that these. There are some great scientists out there right now that are devoting their life to this, and God bless them for doing that. And let's hope that, someday soon, one of them is going to figure it out.
It's tough to think about how you do, when you raise funds, how you determine who to give it to. But I'm so glad a commitment to the V Foundation, obviously to Coastal Carolina Sports. For viewers who may have missed the first couple of minutes, you talked about why there's a true need within the athletic department there at Coastal Carolina. Drive that home again real quick.
Sure. There's so many other things involved in funding athletic departments. Like, let's take, for example, this past weekend, Coastal Baseball has just been doing tremendous this year, and they were able to host a regional tournament here at Coastal Federal Field. And it was a great turnout. A couple of the games sold out. I went to almost every game for the weekend. It was just a tremendous atmosphere. But that costs Coastal money. They have to put in a bid to the NCAA to be able to host that, and it's a 6-figure bid.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes, it is.
Wow.
And so, there's all sorts of costs like that. But look at the tremendous value we got on ESPN all weekend, and of course they get that back in ticket sales and concessions and things like that as well. But just to have that upfront capital to be able to put in those bids like that, and to fund these programs. It's very expensive to run an athletic department for a university, and we as a community that supports that, and we like to go to the games and everything, and
Right.
we need to do everything we can to give them those advantages, because look at how far Coastal Sports has come. I mean,
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
just in the 4 or 5 years of the football program, they
Right.
made the playoffs this year, which was the second fastest of any Division I AA program to ever make the playoffs.
Oh, come on. Is that
Since
right?
its inception. It was
Wow.
the second. Georgia Southern, I believe, made the playoffs in a quicker amount of time than Coastal did, but second
Right.
fastest ever in the history of NCAA.
Can you imagine being a 96 graduate, what's happened over the last decade, but even over the last 5 years,
It's so
Rob?
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, when my classmates come back to town, I usually have 3 or 4 of them in every year, and we
Sure.
go to a game. And all of them just look at the football stadium and the atmosphere on a Saturday afternoon,
Right.
and all of us are like, well, I wish this was here when we were here.
10 years ago, that's right.
Because it's so much fun to get out there on a Saturday afternoon and go to a football game or get to a basketball game at Kimball Arena, and the
yeah.
excitement of the new arena going to be built on campus there for the basketball team, and
Oh, yeah.
there's just so much tremendous stuff
It
going
is
on
very
with Coastal
exciting.
Athletics.
What's the best part for you, Rob? Excuse me, Rob. I'm thinking about someone. Well, what's the best part about being a coach? Well, what for you is the most memorable aspect of that for you over the last? You've been a coach for a heck of
For a long time,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Now it's been.
I don't want to date you there. That's
boy,
right.
you know, almost 20 years, because even before coaching here at Coastal back in the mid to early 90s, I coached in high school as well.
Is that right? Great.
It's been a long
Yeah.
time. What I really like about it is, and this was our big thing at the University of Toledo, we consider ourselves a family.
Right.
You know, because especially when you deal with these college kids, almost all of them are away from home, you know,
Yeah.
for the first time. And they don't get to see their family very much, a couple times a year, because they even have more time commitments than the average student does, you know. They don't get to go home sometimes for Thanksgiving break,
'cause they're
or for
playing.
Christmas break or spring break, because they're competing. You
Competing,
know?
sure.
So we really consider ourselves a family, and I know that Coach Connie, the track coach at
Oh,
Coastal,
yeah.
you know, they have that same kind of feel, and I know that a lot of the football student athletes kind of think of Coach Bennett as a father figure
Oh,
type guy, you know.
definitely, yeah,
So there's
sure.
there's that whole family feel to it, which is great, because when you're away from home and you can't rely on your family, you know, you got your teammates and your coaches there that are your pseudo family there, and that's a great thing to have when you're away from home.
That's tremendous. You felt the same way when you were competing.
I did. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. I mean, like I said, that adversity that I went through, if I hadn't had my coaches there that really cared about me, I don't know what would have happened that year.
Yeah. We've just got a couple of minutes left. Again, this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Check-ins at noon. The tournament kicks off at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock,
Right.
Man of War, right off of Highway 501 in Carolina Forest. Give me a call at 443-6222. We'll get you signed up for the tournament. It's going to be a great day of fun.
Okay, absolutely. And what was it about this area that really drove you to move on back, Rob?
You know,
think about being away. You said 8 years in
I have
Toledo.
yeah. I've been away I was away for almost 10 years total since graduation. What I really liked about Coastal and Myrtle Beach was I moved around a lot as a kid. I never really had a hometown, really. And when I came here to Coastal, it was the first place that I ever really felt like was a hometown, and not just Coastal itself, but the whole Myrtle Beach area, and just absolutely loved it, you know. And I couldn't ever really answer the question, where are you from? Because I lived in so many different places.
Right.
But now I can say I'm from Myrtle Beach, and I really feel like this is my home.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. mbcoaches.com's been up for a little while. You've got some good info on there.
It has. We have some great info on our organization. You can find out all the information on the events and some upcoming events that we have as well.
Yeah, sure. What are some of the other events, real quick?
We're going to hope to have a golf tournament right around the first football game coming up this
Great
fall.
thinking,
So kind of a kickoff classic, you know,
Sure.
for that. And then we're going to be hosting a reunion for the Coastal track and cross country programs from the 90s.
Great
Kind of
thinking.
we've already got about 40 kids from that era, from around 92 to 97 or so, that want to come back. A lot of them haven't been back since graduation, so everybody's looking forward to that. We're going to host a whole weekend of events for them, and then once the school year starts, we'll try to host some things on campus for the students, maybe some volleyball tournaments. They got the nice sand courts out there by the dorms. Maybe we can do some Saturday afternoon tournaments for them. Maybe we can do some 3-on-3 basketball stuff, just all sorts of stuff that we can get the students involved.
That's exciting, Rob. I love hearing it. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. Good luck this Saturday.
Thank you, Greg.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Rob Warren coming up next. You heard those startling figures from Rob. Cancer kills an American every minute of every day. Every minute of every day. Think about the last 30 minutes of this show. Think about how many folks have been impacted nationwide. It's not just about cancer. The excitement here for this Saturday's golf tournament is supporting athletes and supporting the need to help support athletes in so many ways, for academics as well as the achievement that they do on and off the course, off the court, off the football field or otherwise. There's so many different aspects and ways that you can support them. For Rob, having been an athlete, having coached athletes, and now finding a real passion to support athletes financially, as well as so many folks that are impacted by cancer. You can be a part of that. Pick up the phone, 843-443-6222. That's 443-6222, or you can visit mbcoaches.com. mbcoaches.com. Check-ins at noon, kickoffs at 2, out there at Man of War, right there at Carolina Forest. Real easy to find. Get out there. Very reasonable. Pick up the phone, 843-443-6222. Find a way to support this tremendous cause.